Okay, I'm going to do a demonstration today of potting up some plantlets. What I have here is Rosy Ruffles, and it is a standard. First of all, you just kind of slip it out of the pot. I'm going to go ahead and do this over here. Then you just kind of knock off as much of the soil as you can. It's helpful if the soil's a little bit dry when you try to separate it. Just it comes off the roots easier, and it's a little bit easier to separate out the plantlets. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this here. And most people say to wait until the plantlets, the leaves are about dime sized, which is, a lot of these are obviously bigger than that. For me, it just kind of depends on when I have a chance to get to it. You can do smaller if your fingers are, I guess, if you have enough dexterity to get in there and separate them out. But I just kind of try to tease these apart, kind of look down here and see where that central stem is, and kind of pull the leaves apart real gently. Like here's one right here, if you can see that. I'm just going to kind of tease that off of there. Try to get as much of that root system with it as possible. And then here's just a little one here, two of them actually. Take those, put those down. I like to just kind of lay them all out and see what I have, kind of depending upon what you're doing. You know, at least 3 plantlets would be good. That way if something happens to one of them, you've got a backup. You can always share with friends, or whether they be online or at a local club. And then especially with the fantasies, there are some of those that are really prone to sporting, and you may not get the fantasies to come through on every one that you put down. Now, I do kind of a modified Texas style potting, and I put a wick in as well. Then I can either wick it, or I can just put it like in one of the trays with some water sitting in the bottom. I like to do usually about half when I'm first planting these plantlets with perlite. Kind of put it down, just drape the wick around, and then just put a little bit of dirt. And personally, I've gone to adding some marathon to everything, just because I did get something once that did have mealies, and kind of afraid of that with as large as my collection is. And I just kind of fill this up with my dirt to the top. It's already pre-moistened. You just want to add water till it just barely kind of holds together when you kind of form a ball with it. Alright, and then also, as you can see, I already wrote on here. I like to write what variety it is, if it's a standard, semi, or mini, and then the date that I'm potting it up. But I just take the Sharpie here and I do a little hole in the middle. It's good to make sure you get these centered to begin with. Just because as you're potting up, it's already in the center of that, and it just makes it much easier. Actually, since these have kind of been sitting for a little bit, I'll probably take off a couple of these bottom leaves, just so it's not so high up. I might take that off. Well, there we go. And then just make sure you get those roots kind of poked down in there. That's ready to go. Then you're going to want to put it in a dome. I usually dome them for at least 3 weeks, usually 4. And then that'll just kind of give that root structure a chance to get really established. Same with like these little ones. Like say if you're doing a bunch of them to get ready for a plant sale for your local club, you could just put this one down. Like for us, we've got a whole year until our plant sale. So this one should do well, kind of depending upon your success rate. If you're new to separating out the plantlets, I'd say to stick to the big ones till you kind of get the hang of it and are getting more confident. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll try to get some more done. Thank you. Bye.